Hello everyone and welcome to BananaCast episode number 10. Today we'll be talking about what the fuck is wrong with the Pokemon universe.
Everything, anything, a lot of things.
What are Pokemon even? That deep, that's how deep we're gonna
What
get
the
today.
fuck are Pokemon? Are they animals?
No,
Are they
in
fucking monsters?
In the first season, weren't there actual animals and then also Pokemon?
Yeah,
And-
I specifically remember, like, some animals. There weren't a lot, obviously.
Oh, I
'cause they
think that's
wanted
just because Professor Oak sucks so much they hadn't discovered other Pokemon.
Zoology is probably a bitch of a career. Today your hosts are Wigwam.
Hessie?
Ditto motherfucking Jones.
DJ Williams.
Kelly.
Let's get right into this shit. So first of all, is Professor Oak not the dumbest person ever?
I think almost all of the professors are just terrible at their jobs because not only do they send 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds, any of the child-esque things out to go do their thing, but Professor Oak only discovered like 151 Pokemon, and there are, what, 718?
They didn't even discover the other countries that were right fucking next to
Who
them.
knows what else could be in this world? Like, not even a plane ride away.
This could be like, as small as the areas seem to be, you can walk across them in a couple days. It could just be states. Like, there could be whole other countries and continents in this fucking world.
When you
we haven't
play
gotten to.
Gen 1, you're in Kanto, right? And then in Gen 2, they're like, oh shit, Johto was right there.
There was already a road
There's already a
here.
road.
We
There
turned
was
around.
already a road that goes from here to there.
It's the size of Japan. That's not a very large country to not be able to explore.
We turned around and oh shit, there was a country.
And I like how
Surprise.
Professor Oak, like, once you're doing, like, the champions and for the second gen, Professor Oak's like, yeah, I know that person. They're a friend. You're like, why didn't you tell me about them in the first gen, you son of a bitch?
All I can think of is the perspective of the developers of the game, which is like, oh, we're gonna make this world where Professor Oak is not the leader of this world, but he's
The quintessential researcher.
Yeah,
of
like he's
whatever.
seeking knowledge and understanding of this world, and then it's like, shit, this game's getting really popular, we need to make more worlds. And it's like, Professor Oak is so good at what he's good at.
Which is
But-
this specific 151
But
Pokemon.
he's
got a-
he's good at
He's got
this
a
specific
20-mile
world.
radius from his house. He knows lots about that radius.
But what he didn't realize is that we needed to make 16 more of these worlds to to satisfy the audience
Well,
that is the
but
Pokemon universe.
Just think though, like maybe he did that on purpose. You are 10 years old, so it's like, okay, you know what? I don't want you to have to go that far. There are only 150.
I'll make you feel really accomplished.
Yeah.
How high can you count, kid? 151? There's 151 Pokemon.
Good for you, kid.
Well, and then think about all the Pokemon professors. All of them except, I think, Gen 6, which was Sycamore, right?
Yeah.
All of them live in little fucking podunk towns.
Hold back, man.
Sycamore lives in, wee French Paris thing, so...
Yeah, that was the thing that got me.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, you always start in this, like, super shitty town, but there's this super sophisticated laboratory right in there. It's like, what's that laboratory doing there?
If you took CERN and if you built it in
CERN
the
was
middle
there,
of
yeah.
in the middle of Idaho.
Yeah. Well, I like to imagine that that's because, like, in the anime, I sort of keep it in my mind, like, he has a giant ranch where he can, like, just keep hundreds... Oh, sorry, 150.
What weird fucking medical
Pokemon.
experiments do you think he's doing out there on the middle of his ranch and no fucking government
like,
supervision
Paladin.
around?
That's
He
why
is
he's so
the
far
government
out there.
Yeah,
supervision.
who's the government in Pokemon anyway?
It is Professor Oak and Silphco.
Yeah, there's a police force, but there's no government.
Does the Elite Four rule the world?
I
They,
think they
in
do.
the manga, they actually
Yeah.
do. They're like the most evil people in the world.
Except
Elite
for, like,
Four?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Elite Four is
Also,
evil.
Man,
how sad would you
super
be
evil in
if you
manga.
became champion of the world, so also apparently the dictator of the world, but in the time it took your senile grandfather to walk across town,
You got your ass beat.
no longer dictator of the world?
That's all it is.
Well, no, what happens is the Elite Four in the manga by themselves are the evil person, and then Red comes in and kicks their shit in, and then he just is the best.
Pokemon manga's weird.
Oh,
Saw
it
a
is
Pokeball
weird.
that
I
looked like
like
a
the
hot
Pokemon
dog in that
manga,
manga.
Well, also, somebody's, what was it, their Arbok, it's like cut in half, and just rebuilds itself, because that's how Snake works, apparently.
Snakes
I'm no
general?
snakeologist, but I feel confident in saying that is how snakes work.
You know.
Certain
So,
reptiles,
that's
but I
how-
mean...
Are snakes earthworms?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
They've got
I
17
think all
hearts.
snakes are earthworms.
Oh, earthworm Pokemon. I found an animal they haven't made into a Pokemon yet.
Earthworm
They haven't
Pokemon?
done a bottlenose dolphin yet.
There are no dolphin
haven't.
Pokemon.
No, there's an Orca, which is Kyogre, which is still bullshit. It's a cop-out, but
He's like an ancient, like, whale with hands, though.
jazz hands.
Whale
Just-
is not dolphin.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You're like 12 years old, and you get this monstrous thing that brought about a cataclysmic flood to wash away all of the world, and you just get to have it.
And just a little ball.
What if
Again,
you're really
10.
maladjusted? Like, what if Susie over there calls you a dick?
Dude, you're
I'm
about
gonna
to go
flood
through,
your house.
No. You were about to go through puberty. You're
Monsters
gonna be
of
an
mass
angsty
destruction.
teenager with the power of a god at your fucking will.
A literal god, like. Once again, if Susie pisses you off because, I don't know, she kicks you in the shins or something, you could unmake her entire family because you have God.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, Eric Cartman all the way. You make people eat their dead Pokemon.
Of course he would. And if you capture Arceus, not a god. God.
The
Capital
God,
G. God.
My
He would be
god.
unmade.
What the fuck,
You can also
Pokemon?
control time, so I'm gonna stop time and kick this guy in the dick while I'm fighting him.
Oh
and
man,
then you're done.
that so reminds me of Click with Adam Sandler. He just punches the guy in the
He
face like
punches
50
David
times.
Hasselhoff like he probably deserves
Farts
it
in his
though.
face. Well, David Hasselhoff is a massive dick.
Just really loves cheeseburgers, you guys.
So yes, Professor Oak sucks.
He's a fucking
get to-
idiot.
You
He's
get to
endangering children.
Well,
All of the professors are
All
doing
of the-
that.
It's, like,
anybody who
very highly
hands them the
encouraged.
Pokeball, like there
When
should be
has
you
a
should get
children's
licenses
show
for this
ever
shit.
been worried about the safety of actual children?
We talked about how none of the Pokemon trainers that you play of has dads. Maybe it's because if you had a dad, your dad wouldn't let you go travel the fucking world by yourself at 10.
No, you should have a license for Pokeballs.
You have to have a
You
license.
shouldn't just be, oh, you saved me from that little dog. Dude, I could kick a dog.
Which, yeah, can we talk about how Professor
I can
Birch
kick
was
your
just running
fucking
around
dog.
to a little Poochyena? It's like this big.
I would not be afraid of a Rattata.
No.
Oh god, it's biting at my
I'm-
ankles.
It's biting my
Hunt that asshole over a fence.
Yahtzee did a review for Black and White, and he's talking about how he fights, what is it, Lillipup or something?
Yeah.
Like, in the first gym,
It's just a dog.
everyone has a little terrier.
It's just a little terrier.
You could literally just go kick that dog and win.
But that's against the rules.
It's about the size of my foot, so I mean, it's
It
perfect.
makes
It's perfect.
no
Perfect
goddamn
punting
sense.
Just a
size.
Lillipup shoes.
What is with the size of Pokemon as well?
Oh, no, I saw something online recently where it's like the protagonist's views of how big these things are. That makes a lot more sense than, like, Onyx weighs, I don't know, like 40 pounds, and it's a giant rock snake.
He actually
Is
weighs
he
40
hollow
pounds.
or
Only
something?
weighs 40. That
He doesn't weigh that much.
Wailord is so.
Wailord can fuck Skitty, and that's all we're going to talk
Skitty
about.
on
What?
No.
Skitty
Wailord
on
has the
Wailord.
density that he would float in the air and shoot up
He
into
is
the atmosphere
the float
and be
whale
gone.
Pokemon, though.
He is a float whale.
Is he? Well,
Yeah.
Well, it's apparently very accurate because he floats on oxygen.
But you can breed a Skitty and a Wailord. I don't know if you know
yeah.
that. It's
You can
What's
terrible.
with breeding?
Yeah, they don't
You-
know how they come to be.
Well,
Ditto,
next
the
thing they know-
biggest sex slave. Not you,
Some
Ditto,
people
sorry.
call it eugenics. I just call it perfection. I don't see what's wrong with breeding people. Or, sorry, animals.
I'm sorry. You have not been
Alleged
bred.
animals.
Alleged
sir.
animals.
You have not been bred to my specifications.
Where are-
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
tiny dragon.
Where
Release.
are the human rights activists in the Pokemon
Yeah, there's no
universe?
PETA. Right,
Where's
there's no
no?
PETA.
There is.
There
It's
is.
Gen
There
5.
totally
it's
is.
Team Plasma.
Okay. Oh, you're right.
PETA made
Kind
a
of.
Pokemon Flash video game that is
Oh
fucking
my
hilarious.
god, they did.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like, oh, like you're on a conquest to like destroy and literally beat up monsters, and you have a like you run into them, and you have a choice to either like pet them and tell them that you love them, or like punch them in the face.
Oh, well, that's the
It's
Safari
great.
zone in the first
It's
game.
so
You
great.
throw
You just
rocks
throw
at
rocks.
Pokemon.
Fuck the Safari Zone.
That's
It's some
great.
bullshit.
I'm sorry, the one Scyther you're gonna see all game, it ran away.
It ran away.
Fuck you, game.
Yeah.
Play another
Hard game.
200 hours and find another one.
Yeah, fuck that.
God damn.
Well,
it,
only
that's
after you
some
find this
aggravating
old
shit.
man's dentures and deliver them back to him. Which, how he just lost his dentures in the middle of Safari Zone and said, I didn't notice they were missing.
He saw the Scyther and was like, oh my god, they're...
Flipped his shit that he saw
Yeah.
a decent Pokemon. Ran into a pincer and he's like, oh my god, it's happening.
Yes!
It's a pincer attack.
Oh, man.
Quite literally.
So they've invented train travel in the Pokemon universe.
Did they?
And they have like 3 cars. Mm-hmm. They have a moving van.
Oh, right.
There's at least the battle subway.
And they have finally, when you get to America, introduced planes.
Quote unquote America.
Yes.
No,
Oh my
that's
God.
what the 5th gen is supposed
It's
to be.
America.
America.
That has,
'Cause
like, New York
you end up
City.
in like NYC, yeah.
But
You're
also,
quoting, unquoting so hard that it is bouncing the couch up and down.
in
That was my
the
attempt.
America game, which I think is 5th gen, is that Black
Yeah,
and
it's
White?
5th gen.
Black and white.
They introduced Braviary, which is just a giant
America
fucking
bird.
eagle. Love it so much.
It's America the Pokemon. It's awesome.
Awesome.
America.
Fuck yeah.
The French Pokemon are fucking lame.
Oh,
You've got
wait.
you've got a little cat upright Pokemon thing with like a swoopy hair that is also a fedora haircut.
Wow.
Her hair
one are
is
you
a
talking
fedora.
about?
Oh, Meowstick?
Yeah.
Meowstick is
Meowstick.
amazing. It's so
See.
cute.
Wee
It
wee
has like ear
Meowstick.
eyes.
Okay, but they had Ghost Sword. Ghost Sword was kind of cool.
Ghost Sword was the shit.
Yeah, you can't kill Ghost Sword.
You can't talk shit about Honedge, Duo Blade, and
Aegislash.
Yeah.
Aegislash.
I named mine Masamune.
Of course. Of course.
The
Like,
nerdy went
Once
so
again,
far down.
you have a sword. You could just go take the sword in your hands and stab that fucking dog.
Well,
Also, how fucked up are ghost Pokemon?
They're
Do
the
you know
spirits
that a
of-
lot of ghost Pokemon are actually just dead kids?
No,
they're dead
what is
children.
it? Yamask, the one that's kind of Egyptian in
Yep.
Gen 5, is dead people. Dead people come back as that ghost, and then they cry because they think about how they were when they were alive.
No, they see the face of the mask that they're holding, which is their face when they were alive.
That's
And then
horrifying.
the Pokemon
There's gonna be
cries.
some
One of the
ugly
new
fucking
Pokemon in the 6th gen, it is literally just the dead spirits of
Ah,
kids.
that's
that got
That's
lost.
Pumpkaboo, yeah.
Yeah,
Pumpkaboo.
get lost in the woods, you turn into a pumpkin ghost.
But it's so cute.
But there's
It's a dead kid!
Yeah, that's a dead
It's a
kid.
dead
It's
kid
a
being
We're gonna
Pokemon
talk about
that,
work.
cute Pokemon.
that
There's
I'm
Goomy.
catching and enslaving forever.
All hail Lord
that.
Goomy.
Fucking Drew Sharp in this shit.
Oh, man.
I mean, but then, like, can we talk about how they based the Pokemon off of a...
Did they?
Yeah,
Which
there
one?
was Dragon type. I don't think it was Druddigon. It might have been. But they're like, the rendition that it has on was the 3-headed one.
Yeah,
the
that's
Dark
yeah.
Hydreigon.
Hydreigon, yeah. If you look at its stomach, it
Oh,
has, like,
yes.
treads.
Yes,
Because they
I
were
noticed
going to
that.
make it a dragon tank Pokemon, and they
That sounds like a
decided,
Yu-Gi-Oh
no,
card.
no, we'll
That
just
sounds
give
like
it
a
3 heads
Digimon.
instead.
Well, and then there was also... Clawitzer, which is just a pistol shrimp with a fucking cannon for an arm.
Yes. Yes.
Jesus
The
Christ.
Howitzer.
That also sounds like a Digimon. It evolved into like a crab and then Mega evolved into like a lobster.
There's so much ridiculousness in the Pokemon universe. There's so much that could go horribly wrong all the time.
We're just gonna start going through the Pokédex.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm down.
Also, would it not be confused? They need a damn standard for the Pokédex.
Yeah, every region has its own regional dex, which
I
is
kind of
stupid.
like how it changes. It changes to reflect the device. But first, can we talk about Pokemon number 1, my favorite, Bulbasaur?
I think you mean Squirtle, sir.
No.
No,
Very close.
Squirtle Master Race.
What is everyone's favorite Pokemon?
Bulbasaur.
Gallade.
I like
Oh
it.
God,
like
you
my
can't
favorite.
throw that one on
Alakazam
me so far.
or Ditto.
So,
Ditto loves Ditto. Who would have guessed?
It's Lucario.
Or Alakazam.
I like Wartortle personally.
Wartortle's got that fluffy fucking tail.
That
He
is
is
a
soft
fluffy
as
ass
shit.
tail.
Look, I just want to like pet his ears.
Pet his
So cool
ears.
looking. I would not let my Wartortle evolve.
And then they were like, hey
If I had
guys,
a
we
real
know
one.
Blastoise had cannons, but what if we gave him more cannons?
When I was a kid, I had a holographic Alakazam Pokemon card.
I have that still at my parents' house.
Oh my god, it was the most valuable thing I've ever
So there's a
possessed in
really
my life.
good theory going around that Magikarp was supposed to evolve into Dragonite. and Dratini was supposed to evolve into Gyarados because they fucking look alike.
No,
I disagree.
okay,
Same
so
color schemes?
No, there is the legend where the carp goes up the waterfall and turns into a dragon, and that's
Yeah.
why it's Gyarados.
It's like
that
a,
makes
a
sense.
Japanese folklore.
Dragonite is derpy as fuck, and I've never liked Dragonite. I'm sorry if you like
Dragonite
Dragonite.
is so cute.
No.
He looks like Barney.
Also,
I was on your side
Until you said Barney.
well, and we've got this pulled up right now. We got
Okay,
Diglett and
yeah.
Doug Trio. Fuck Doug Trio. Fuck Magneton. Fuck
I
Electrode,
do
and
not
fuck
give a-
Voltorb.
Hey, shit, what you say? You want to talk about lazy Pokemon designs? Gen 1 has the laziest Pokemon
Yeah.
designs out of all of the generations.
Like, oh look,
Oh,
there's a cat
so-
next
I
to a
think
duck.
Persian is
But that's just because they didn't have to
So,
be
no,
that creative.
Arcanine
yet.
is beautiful, but we were talking about fucked up things in the Pokemon universe. In the first game, they talk about how Mew gives live birth to Mewtwo. It is the only
What?
Pokemon that gives
Live
live birth.
birth. It was
No,
on film.
in Gen 1, Pokemon give birth. In Gen 2, they lay eggs. You can look this shit up.
Half the Pokemon are
Something-
mammalian. It
Something
makes no sense.
severe has fucking happened between the two generations.
It's still the fallout from that nuclear war that Lieutenant Surge's
mutating.
That's why Machamp has 4 arms.
I was gonna say,
Radiation.
I love the chip.
All Machop started off as
Also,
like a black belt.
When they introduced Mega Evolutions, we had sat down and we're like, I hope they make Mega Alakazam, and I hope it's just more spoons.
it
And then
is.
I hope they
fucking
make Mega
happened.
Machamp and it's the
sixth arm?
the Buddhist statue
With
with
the
all the
1,000
arms.
arms?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the 1,000
That would be
arm
dope.
If they don't do
It's
that, I will
Rick
be
Ross with
severely
the
disappointed.
1,000 arms.
Fuck Muck also.
Also,
Muck is lazy
Muck's a
bullshit.
piece of shit.
Cloyster is a
Literally-
vagina.
He's just a goof.
Cloyster is a vagina.
There's a
If you didn't see
duo
that
in one of the
before-
games
Oh
that
my
have
God,
a
yeah.
Cloyster and an Onyx.
and
somebody-
it's like a
Somebody
couple.
fucking knew.
Somebody knew exactly what they
Ditto,
were
yay!
doing.
There it is.
Favorite evolution? Go.
None of them.
That's really hard.
All
Umbreon.
No, fuck that. Either
Dude,
Umbreon,
Umbreon is cool as
Vaporeon, or
shit.
Sylveon.
Jolteon. I like my electric.
What you're
Also,
saying.
Porygon makes no fucking sense. Porygon is a fucking
about it?
Digimon.
No, okay, so they made it in a computer,
Digimon.
but then it's
yeah,
also
yeah.
137 before actual Pokemon that exist. How does it?
It comes right before the fossil Pokemon.
Who have long since existed?
About Snorlax, he's not a fossil.
Yeah, what is
Snorlax
he doing
is-
up there?
he's just that fat
Why
friend
is
that we all
he
I don't
so
even
far?
convinced Snorlax
Just a fat
is a
sleepy
Pokemon. I think he's just a fat guy.
Just a fat guy.
Just a fat guy.
And
that
then there's
only
also
wakes up to that
Munchlax.
like beautiful flute music.
Cyndaquil is definitely best second gen starter.
Gen 2, in retrospect, pretty lame, I think.
Kinda sorta.
I
I
don't
like
know.
Gen 2 so much because the games were so big.
I goddamn love Wooper.
Quagsire is derpy as shit.
Here's why I love Wooper. Got
you
no
love
arms.
Quagsire.
He's happy as all fuck.
It's just a happy little.
Wooper
just
can
a happy
also learn
little-
double slap without arms.
It has a tail.
He's not
He
letting
looks
his
like a
disability
character
hold him
that
back.
exists in the Adventure Time universe.
His cry in the game though is just whoop up.
Yanma. Is Yanma not the most forgettable Pokemon?
No,
Yama's super
there are
cute.
some other ones, but I can't remember them. That's how forgettable they are.
As a-
Unknown.
Oh my
I
God,
forgot about
Unknown.
Unknown.
I lied. No,
Pineco.
Pineco.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a Pokemon. I've never seen it. I
You
swear
never
I've
seen
never seen.
Pineco?
No.
Or Fortress.
I swear.
As a side note, can I mention
How?
that
Did
if
not
you
know.
go online, you can look up the Eevee, like all 8 evolutions of the Eevee have corresponding shot recipes for them.
Yes, we tried to make some, like, they've got starter shots. We tried to make them. They didn't work
They
out.
made them for
that
my
well.
So,
birthday. I got
what
home and it
we
was just
did-
a bar full of Eevee shots.
If you
Just get
Google
out of
it,
this.
you can find recipes for all 8 Pokemon Evolution shots, and that's what we did for DJ's birthday, and it was fucking amazing.
Oh, that's
They were delicious.
They've got a bunch of
They
surprised
Pokemon
me.
shots.
We took
Yeah.
DJ. We shunned DJ out of the house for his birthday. We were like, go to the library or some shit. Just leave the house. And we made, like, me and 20 of our friends bought every ingredient to every single one of those shots, which is a lot. And we bought all the ingredients to all those shots, and we made like 10 of each. Because we bought like a 5th of every kind of thing. And then when he came back, we made him take all 8 at the same time. It was amazing. It was the funnest party ever.
So we're
Pokemon never gets old, no matter how old you get.
And
Oh, no,
those shots
never.
were great. Those shots were great.
back to our fucked up discussion. In Gen 6, don't you... you had Y, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't Sky Bacon or Yveltal, whatever the fuck you want to call
Sky
it,
Bacon.
wasn't that the Pokemon of death or something?
Yeah, so what happened was that it was a war 3,000 years ago, and that giant guy, they never explain why he's a giant,
Yeah,
but
there's
he
also
created, like,
the guy with eternal life.
yeah, he has eternal
Yeah.
life. He used this machine in order
Doesn't
to
he
bring
die,
back
though?
a Pokemon.
No.
He wanted
He
to
gets
bring
his
back
best friend
his
back.
treasured Pokemon, the Floette, but he could only do that by using the life energy of a bunch of different Pokemon.
So he just straight up murders Pokemon.
He murdered Pokemon, and then used it as a weapon.
He's far more evil than Team Flare was. Team Flare was just casually dressed.
I want to start a super international crime syndicate that never commits murder ever. Just,
So, like, any of
just
the
some
teams...
decently swell guys who are
Well,
they're a little
well,
evil.
Okay, to be fair, I feel like
Steel.
Team Aqua and Team Magma fuck things up just a little bit, because
They
they,
were just-
do unleash
But they're
Groudon and
stupid.
That was
Kyogre.
out of pure stupidity, though.
Yeah.
We just have 2 terrorist organizations that don't understand the basics of natural sciences, which is what happens when you don't send kids to school at the age of 10.
That's what I was gonna say.
You let them
There's
go out.
no schooling in the Pokemon. Like, there's trainer school, and that's it. They don't learn
Those
math.
kids
They
know
don't learn
math.
science. They don't know how to write a paper. Nothing.
Yeah,
That's
they got-
why we don't know the history of Pokemon in this damn war, because
No
none of them
one's
have learned
educated.
history.
Yeah.
Learned it.
Yeah, they got a bunch of researchers, but no school to get to researchers. Just like, hey, you want to be a researcher? Yes.
They're like, hey, let's go to space. And you know how you go to space in Gen 6? You fucking fly on Rayquaza into space.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Fucking die.
Which is so cool.
No,
It's
you have a
amazing.
suit that was built to withstand either magma or deep sea, and that's how you go into space, wearing
Does it
that.
have an oxygen tank, I guess?
Yeah,
Sure.
And
Well, it
South-
has to if you go to deep sea.
Yeah, it's
You
deep
know.
sea, but like, you know, deep sea, space, same thing.
Same difference,
I don't
right?
see-
And then Deoxys is an alien, and somehow comes before all the other naturally occurring Pokemon.
In the Pokemon anime, I remember specifically they have this little thing that they put in their mouth, and it lets them breathe water.
It's just like a tube with things
great.
coming off the ends.
Sure, makes sense.
Batman has that,
Filters
guys.
water
Batman does
into
have that.
oxygen.
Batman has that.
Well, I'm
It's
not gonna
real.
lie. When I was like 8, I thought that was fucking real. Fucked me up for a long
Wasn't that
time.
also what they used in that shitty Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, the little crappy
Yeah, but-
breather?
They also have like lightsabers
That's
and
like
shit.
in the
There's-
future.
No, it's
Pokemon
not in the
universe-
future. That's the premise. It's a long time ago.
Oh,
Pokemon
in a
Universe has
galaxy
like
far, far away.
1800s technology though. in magical Pokeballs that shrink Pokemon and store them for later use, and also turn them into digital computerized signals and transport them magically into the internet.
That's the thing, though. When in Pokemon, when you believe in a deity that like controls time or something, like any of the village religions in Asia, that's an actual thing in Pokemon. We believe our deity controls time. He actually controls time.
And you can capture it and make him do things.
How the fuck does the computer system work? I really just thought about this for the first time ever. You catch a
Digimon.
Pokemon, and it just disappears, and then it's in your computer.
It becomes data. I think that, like, it's sort of...
They break it down molecule by molecule.
Okay, so I throw a ball at you.
Mm-hmm.
You get hit.
Yes.
You get stuck in the ball. Then you get picked up by the Wi-Fi cell phone signal in the air.
Yes.
And I 4G you back into
and
the
then,
cloud.
Okay,
I'm
but how
forced
do
to do your
Pokeballs
bidding.
work?
Yeah, then you're also now as like...
Yeah, you'd have to know how Pokeballs
forget
work, because
that.
if they just turn you into, like, data, and then store that data in the Pokeball, and then the Pokeball sends that back to the computer.
But the Pokeball's also in the computer.
Yeah,
you physically
Yeah,
have
'cause
the
you
Pokeball.
don't have the Pokeball anymore.
Well, I mean, in the anime,
Not
that's
anymore.
not how it works, right?
I don't know.
The balls just get smaller, and you store them in your giant backpack that's infinite of space.
Sure.
So,
If I'm bad...
Back-
Like
Holder.
Mary Poppins.
If I have no aim, like if I can't throw a ball to save my life, can I not be a Pokemon trainer?
That's when you
Probably
use your
Is that it?
Pokemon.
Like, if I can't-
no, you just have to run up and tag it.
It's really fucking dangerous to be shitty at baseball and be a Pokemon trainer.
Well, you
See-
could...
Wait, could a person be put in a Pokeball?
I don't see why
Who knows?
not.
Well, if you try
I'd
to
rather
throw your
catch that
Pokeball
giant guy in X and Y.
as AZ,
Yeah, his name is just AZ.
as
As-
Lame. But
If,
uh,
Then we're to be
As-
forced to listen to you.
is well, if you try to throw your Pokeball at a trainer's Pokemon, which I try,
They
every
step
game,
in
Smack
front of
it
it.
back.
yeah, they step in front of
They're
it.
just
So
like, no.
Yeah, but they smack it down. I don't know. There's some.
they don't
there's
get
some shit
hit by
going
it,
on
so it's
there.
different.
But
So, what is the biological difference between Pokemon and humans that allows a Pokeball to distinguish the difference between one and the other?
We're the
Do, like,
master
a
race.
DNA thing.
if
So this Pokeball can shrink you, can turn you in itself into data, and can also has a DNA registry on the front of it.
Sure.
Also, why do they call it evolution? Are these people stupid? It's metamorphosis. Like, I've never understood this.
You know
I guess-
what Pokeballs don't have, though? The ability to distinguish them based on what's inside them.
Yeah, I was
It's
like,
just
how
a-
do they always
just a
know?
ball,
I'm
a
just gonna
sphere.
feel around here. Ah, Pidgeot.
Label
Perfect.
the
Okay,
label
shit,
maker
again,
will
in
just
the
say-
manga-
Damn it, I didn't want that one.
Again, in the manga, the tops are translucent, so you can see what's inside.
But
and
then
it's just
that
a
means-
miniature version of your Pokemon.
Yeah, but then that means that the Pokemon are always like they know that they're not free.
It's
Yes.
no wonder Pikachu doesn't want to be in the fucking
Yeah.
Pokeball.
Yeah, that would
like
make
in,
sense. Pokeball.
again, Gen 6, that girl gives you the Lucario. I already had a fighting type on my team, so I stuck it in the box forever. Is that Lucario gonna know that, like, after it became my friend, I just stuck it in a PC forever? Like, it never came
It's
out.
not
Not
mutual.
ever.
Oh my god, that's a good question. Because both answers are fucked up as shit. You either put that Pokemon into suspended animation
Forever.
or purgatory. One or the other.
I would prefer suspended animation.
What happens if the power goes out all over the country?
Dude, is there like one database?
Y2K!
Are they
Oh
in
my
the
God,
cloud?
yeah,
They would
exactly.
either all pop out back into physical existence and they would just rain Pokeballs from the sky, I imagine. Or they would all cease to exist.
That's what I
Jesus
think.
Christ. That's dark.
Pop, they're
It's like
gone.
what happens in Digimon when everyone gets erased.
Oh, God.
Damn.
God.
Then you could have hackers steal your Pokemon.
Yeah, so if somebody hacks the iCloud, do they get
If
nude
anybody in the-
pictures of you and also your Pokemon?
If anybody in the whole world besides Bill knew how to work a computer.
Well, there's also
Bill,
Jeanette.
Lynette, everybody else, I don't fucking
There's
remember
one
the names.
person in each place.
Pretty sure Lynette's
like-
a razor.
The best a
It's
mom
pronounced
can
Gillet.
Anyways.
Why don't you guillotine him?
Oh, God.
Jeez.
Sweet.
What were you talking about?
I was going to say,
DJ was doing something.
so if you knock a Pokemon out, why is the battle done? Now, you think it'd be easier to go tag it with your Pokeball after that. What fight is it going to put up if you knocked it the fuck out?
You
can
could
put it-
use like flamethrower at your face.
You can-
That's pretty effective.
Poison it, put it to sleep, you can paralyze it, but if you knock it out, it's not fair
Nope.
anymore.
It's not fair. I mean, that's not chivalrous. And we all know that the Poke reality is based on the laws of chivalry.
Well, yeah, what's to stop me from sending all 6 of my Pokemon out to beat this kid's fucking dog up?
Fucking chivalry.
I saw
You're a goddamn knight in golden armor in those games.
I saw this one thing online today where it's sometimes kids need to be taught the hard way, and it's 2 toddlers who are fighting you in a double battle, and they've got like Pidgey and some other fucking rodent, and the kid sends out, or the your person sends out Groudon and Kyogre in their primal form, which is even bigger than their other form.
Talk about
Also-
overkill.
would you not be pretty pissed if you were just walking around the world and anyone could challenge you to a gambling match where if you lose, you have to pay them half of all the money you have on you right now?
Yeah, that would
Also,
be bullshit.
You black out every time? I'm pretty sure you just get mugged.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you lose all your Pokemon, get knocked out, and then somebody drags your ass back into town.
But then that means that every time you beat a trainer, you mug them. Even you battle like
So we had it
small
coming, at least.
children. Yeah.
Oh no, there are specific toddlers.
Pop
that
him
you
right in the
just-
face.
Just once,
Just fuck youngster Joey.
Yeah,
Give me
no.
your money.
These kids are like, I got my very first Pokemon, level 8 thing.
Boom!
I got my first Pokemon and my allowance, and you're a bully. You're a fucking
you
dick.
are a goddamn bully.
Especially when you're 18 and then you're fighting toddlers. When you're 10 and you're fighting someone who's like 6, slightly more understandable, but still sucky.
It's almost understandable that you don't have like good ethics, I guess too.
You didn't have a father figure in 5 out of 6
Is
games.
that why you're such an ass?
Yeah, you're a piece of shit. Norman, you're not doing your job as a dad.
But he is doing his job as a gym leader.
The war is confirmed now, right?
Is
Semi?
it? There was another war, but
was
that was
the
3,000
old
years
war.
ago.
Yeah, war
Yeah, it
3,000
was the
years
old
ago.
war.
But then the theory is that there was a war like not like shortly before the first game.
It would make sense to me because they were weaponizing Mewtwo.
Yeah.
And you don't weaponize Pokemon unless you have some kind of war going on, I think.
Well, there's all those groups
That's
like
not-
Team Rocket, Team Plasma, Team Galactic, Team Magma, Team Aqua, and
Kanto
Team
was in
Flare.
like 1800, right? And then like the newest game would be more like modern day.
No,
Kanto
they're
was
all.
that
It's like
old.
a span of 5 years
Yeah,
from the
Kanto
first
had
game to
the
the newest
railway.
game.
I'm gonna argue against that. No, that makes no
think-
goddamn
That's
I
sense.
think
what
the
it's supposed to
Pokemon
be.
Company
They
like
can't-
officially released like they're within. 5
Kanto
or
is a
10
poor
years.
fucking region then. Like,
Yeah,
That's not
no.
a poor
those
reason.
people are dirt poor then.
The only people
You
who have
have
money are in
country
Saffron
There is
City.
Hollywood and New York and Paris, France going on in the same 5-year time span that you have Kanto. What is in Kanto?
It's a different
Saffron
place.
City.
Yeah.
That's it.
Celadon.
They have one slightly big building. There's a guy in that town that can't get out of his front lawn because his front lawn is a fucking moat. And he's just like, shit,
No, that's Celadon. That's different.
whatever.
Well, I'm here.
There's gambling in
I
those
live here now.
games. They took
Before
the
we-
gambling out now.
Before we start wrapping this up to a close, I want to mention briefly Pokemon Death City with
What?
Pokemon Death Tower.
Oh yes, yeah.
The entire tower dedicated
graveyard,
to.
too.
Oh, okay, Lavender Town. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all,
Lavender.
horrible disposal method for your fucking dead Pokemon.
Put them all in one giant building.
put
Put them in a
building.
skyscraper. No, bad, dumb.
They have several of those. They have Mount Pyre in fucking Gen 3, where you could do the same thing. It's ridiculous.
That would make more sense to me because I guess you're cremating them then.
No, it's still
No,
a
they're still
tower,
graves.
and then there's also a mountain.
Also, would you live in Pokemon Death Town? 'Cause
No.
I wouldn't.
No.
no, fuck that.
Fuck no, I wouldn't.
No.
Also,
Mr. Fuji
Hypno's
does.
like a rapist. Like, Hypno leads kids off by hypnotizing them. Hypno's fucking...
Hypno's a pedophile rapist, and
Yes.
then those kids turn into fucking pumpkin boos.
Yes.
Well, Hypno
And that's
looks like a pedophile.
What's
rapist.
fucking wrong with Pokemon?
Like we said,
Hypno
a
used
lot
to
of
lick.
things... Murder's okay, but then you get into child abduction, and it's
Murder's
just not
okay.
okay.
So once again, this has been the Banana Crew, the Banana Cast, episode 10.
And that's where we're going to leave you, on child abduction.
Yep, join us next time for more wholesome family conversation.
Ta-da!
Bye.
Bye.